On this episode of Ghost Hunters International, the team travels to the Ukraine to investigate a site of unspeakable Nazi horror.
Some people remember the really secret human experiments during World War II.
And Joe spots an entity lurking behind closed doors.
Oh, the hell was that? There's a crack in this door, and I thought I saw something look through it.
I just felt something touch my face.
Then GHI searches Poland for a witch who likes to play games.
Hell, was that you?
And the spirits of Reschel Castle give Paul the experience of a lifetime.
Okay, that's really... Look, the straw's moving.
The shot.
Freaking awesome.
GHI, welcome to the Ukraine. We are going to Podesty Castle. It's a castle which we have been brought into to investigate by the Lviv Art Gallery. Susan's going to give us a download on what we're likely to expect.
Hey guys, we're heading to the 17th century Podesty Castle, which was built in 1635. The castle was first owned by Polish nobleman Rzuski. Legend has it that he actually bricked up his wife alive in the wall because she was unable to bear children.
Wow. Nice.
There have been reports of a white lady being seen around the castle, and a lot of people think that this is the late wife of the Polish nobleman. We have everything from shadows, people being touched, people breaking down into tears. So this castle's got a lot of interesting stuff going on inside of it.
Dr. Sus, our client, would like to renovate the castle and convert it into a museum. So she has asked GHI to come in and investigate and provide proof, of course, if hauntings are potentially going to be harmful to the clients. Guys, the castle's coming up. Dr. Susak, pleased to meet you. Barry Fitzgerald.
Welcome to our castle. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Please allow me to introduce Chris and Paul, also from GHI.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
You too. Dr. Susak, what can you tell us about the history of the castle?
This castle was very important in Polish and Ukrainian history. During the World War II, the Nazi used this space. They used this building as a hospital. After 1945, the Soviet authorities came here, and this building was used as a hospital for tuberculosis ill people. A lot of people died here. We have very old stories connected to this paranormal activities, some spirits or even ghosts. And I hope that you can really help us to find some explanation.
Well, we certainly welcome the opportunity to come here and investigate. Shall we take a look at those areas of paranormal activity and we can hear more of the stories?
Of course.
Wow.
So this is our palace. You can imagine how rich was this house before. And very often the story is that this white lady is walking around these halls. She likes to walk here. I heard myself that this story connected to this white lady, this is a tragical story that she was buried in the wall, in the basement.
I had come to the castle with a group of people. At one point, I found myself alone upstairs. Then the figure of a woman appeared. I saw distinctly that she had blonde hair and was wearing loose clothing. I didn't know the legend of the white lady, so I didn't know what I was seeing.
I was upstairs one night visiting with friends when I felt something like air, cold air, pushing me to get up and go somewhere. I could feel it leading me down toward the entrance of the basement. I went in, and when I was down there, it felt like a female energy. I felt like she was telling me, this is where I am, and I need to be buried.
We are now in the basement of this castle, and this special place is connected to Nazi period of castle. Some people from village remember that really secret experiments during World War II.
Right.
Maybe human experiments.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in the basement of the castle. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see people moving around. I looked and I saw a man. He was wearing a Nazi uniform. It was all very strange, but this is what I experienced, and I believe what I saw with my own eyes.
Well, Dr. Susek, we have to say thank you very much, first off, for showing us around a castle, which in itself makes one huge statement.
Thank you very much for your coming again.
We'll see you in a few days and let you know what we found.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
We just finished the tour to Podeste Castle. It's a castle steeped in legend. And those legends of white ladies, of course, have filtered to the public outside. And the public have grave concerns that if this castle should be converted over to a museum, that it may affect some of the visitors coming here. You have got good coverage there. I think we're really going to uncover if there truly is hauntings going on at this location. Okay, Paul, this looks all fantastic. How's our cameras looking?
All set up, ready to go. We've got one of the cameras down in the basement area where the experimentation may have taken place.
Oh, yes.
Also, the apparition of a man and the white lady. We've also got the thermal camera set up next to that as well. So
Excellent.
we're going to get a dual angles on that. And talking of dual angles, we also have on level 2, we have the full spectrum of motion, as well as an IR looking down the hallways. So again, if the white lady should happen to walk anywhere in front of those cameras, we'll capture that too.
Good.
And our last camera is in the chapel, obviously up high,
yes,
facing down, so if the lady does make an appearance, as she has been reported to do, we should capture that as well.
Excellent. Now, let's get to it, get those lights out and start investigating.
Excellent.
Nice.
Right, Chris, let's go. Chris and I came down into the basements of Podeste Castle. Okay, let's get a quick look around here first.
Okay.
We wanted to explore the area itself to understand how many rooms were here and what else may be inside those rooms.
I thought you were saying that was it the whole bottom floor that was used by the Nazis for the hospital?
She said that there was some type of experiments being carried out down here. And of course, we know that the Nazis were also very keen on carrying out experiments on people. Doing a lot of bad things. Have a look in here.
What's with that?
What on earth else has been going on in this castle? That's a pentagram, which is upside down.
No.
It's satanic.
Barry and I were investigating the basement, and the first thing that we noticed was this big satanic shrine. It's definitely nothing I've ever seen before on any case I've ever done.
EVP session, Barry and Chris. My name is Barry. Ik kom aus Ierland. Kan ik helpen, bitte? Is that over there, Chris?
Over by the doorway, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us why you're here? Whoa, dude. What was that?
Chris and I came down into the basements of Podeste Castle. We stumbled across the remnants of a satanic temple.
Can you tell us why you're here? Whoa, dude. What was that?
What's that? Radio.
That was in that back area.
Yeah. Paul, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Barry.
Paul, come to the rear courtyard. Have a look out through the windows. Is there anyone in the courtyard?
Freak. No, I don't see anybody in the courtyard, Barry.
Thanks, Paul.
So I don't understand what the hell that was.
Is it 100% paranormal? We don't know. So it's going to be interesting to certainly find out if any of those voices that we were certainly looking for has come through. Ending EVP session for now.
Did we get everything? Britt and I were investigating on the second floor. We decided to investigate some of the claims of a white lady in the chapel area.
The hell was that?
When I first stepped in here, that blackness over there, it was like something darker. Yeah. It was like it was in that corner, and it went right into that blackness. As soon as we entered the room, Britt thought he saw a dark shadow in the corner.
Is this where you're hiding? Is this the room you like?
Is this another door? Oh, the hell was that?
What?
I thought I saw something in the crack.
The crack of what?
There's a crack in this door, and I thought I saw something look through it. Holy that scared the out of me.
Holy
And I could have swore I saw, like something moved. I saw something. I'm not sure what it was, but it looked like a face to me. That was really bizarre. I could see what looked like a nose and what looked like an eye to me.
Huh.
It freaking freaked me out. Maybe we should do an EVP session right near it.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens. Mr. Zuski, this is Britt and Joe again. We're just in another room adjacent to the chapel. If you could just make a big knock. Was that it?
It sounded like a...
As Joe and I were trying to make contact, asking for signs, we thought we heard some noises, but it was definitely within the room behind us somewhere. Okay, we just heard a knock. So can you take 20 seconds, build up all the energy you can, and give us a knock like that again?
Getting a little lightheaded. Oh, I'm getting really goosebumps too. Holy.
Yeah, I'm starting to rock back and forth.
Wow, my head's tingling bad.
Mine too.
It's like static electricity.
At the very top.
Very, very top of the crown.
Are you letting us know you're here by making us tingle? Oh yeah, let me shoot that. Let me shoot that. Let me shoot that.
It's just all like goose pimples and my head's still tingling. I got really, really dizzy and lightheaded. My head was tingling. I got goosebumps.
Let's see what the EMF is out here. Yeah, it's pretty much zero.
We got the EMF meter and there was no EMF at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So what caused it? Could be possible paranormal activity, but who knows?
I could already sense that this place has a completely different vibe than the rest of the second floor. Paul and I decided to investigate a room on the far right of Command Central that was also used as a TB hospital room. I feel dizzy when I come in here, like I can't keep my balance for some reason.
If the White Lady is present, let us, communicate with you.
We would like to meet you. Have you manifested yourself to visitors of this castle? Do you know the Polish nobleman that used to live here?
What was that?
Are we the only investigators inside the building right now?
Yeah, see, I'm hearing like what sounds like someone's walking up the stairs.
Yes. What is that? Paul and I decided to investigate one of the rooms that the Russians had used for tuberculosis patients.
What was that?
Are we the only investigators inside the building right now?
Yeah, see, I'm hearing like what sounds like someone's walking up the stairs.
Yes. What is that? There's nobody down here. We started hearing sounds coming from the stairwell, and as we went to go investigate them, we couldn't find anyone down there.
Okay, we are recording. We set up on the stairs a special microphone which is designed to pick up the vibrations and possibly sounds that come from the stairs. Well, let's see if we hear it again. I mean, it does sound like someone literally walking up those stairs.
All right. We decided to leave the sensory recorder in the stairwell and continue investigating the second floor.
Okay.
And we thought that we'd conduct an EVP session in there, as well as take full spectrum pictures.
If the lady in white came forward and attempted to communicate with us, can you do it again, please?
See, even standing here right now, like, I feel like I'm being pulled into the walls. This entire room just makes me feel like I'm unbalanced.
Yeah? This place at one point was used as a Nazi hospital. And on that basis, maybe there's some sort of entity left behind.
I just felt something touch my face.
Really?
Yeah, like, all of a sudden, I felt something push in my cheek.
I'm just snapping away right now, right around you.
Very solid feeling. I mean, I could recreate it myself just by touching my cheek.
Whoever you are, could you please come forward, give us a sign that you are here?
Did you hear that?
No?
It sounded like a whisper. Like, oi.
Maybe that's a word in Ukrainian. Wait. Susan, come here. Look at this. Right. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Back for Joe, Britt for Susan. Our time here has come to an end. Let's get the lights on and get everything wrapped up. Now I'm really looking forward to any of the visual evidence to support the claims that there's a white lady here, and I'm wanting to find out if there's anything else here that may have come forward during the EVP sessions. I'm very excited to hear the results of analysis.
Podolsky Castle certainly turned out to, I think, give us more mystery. The White Lady, the Nazis, the Soviets. So I think it's time, let's just hit it and see what we can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to work.
Joe, this is you and Britt in the model room upstairs on the second floor. And I think I know about that face or that eye that you saw in the door. It looks really suspicious, but you could see that it's not a face, but it's just really the tarp moving. Look, you'll see. It moves in such a way that it looks like a person's walking past it, but right there. That looks creepy.
Because when I went up to it, I'm looking at that little hole, and I saw that, and I freaked.
The funny thing is that I had a similar experience, too, when I was up there by myself. The door freaked me out as well, and that's how I found out there was a tarp behind it, because it was blowing in the wind, because there's open windows at the top.
Thanks.
It was a good rush, wasn't it?
It was a good rush, for sure.
Very good. Well, let's see what else we can find then, folks.
Okay.
Whoa, guys, Susan. Remember when you was up on the second level and you felt someone touch the side of your face?
Right.
Immediately, I swung my camera around. I was snapping away. I have a photo here from that second level floor.
Look, there's her shadow. What is that right there?
Dr. Susak, it is very good to see you again.
And for me as well, I'm really excited about your results.
One of the things about our group is that we've all come into it for different reasons. A lot of us have had experiences, we are believers, but we're skeptics first. We don't believe that a location is haunted just because we're told that it is. You know, we have to see it to believe it.
So Susan, our investigator, was in the model room on the second floor of the castle. It sounded like someone had shouted to her, "Oi!" Are you aware of that word?
Yeah, of course. It's Ukrainian, Russian short expression. If you are surprised, you can say "oi" or "I." So.
Ah, so maybe we've surprised the spirit.
But she heard this. Yeah?
She heard that with her own ears. Yes. Okay. So in the same location that Susan had heard "oi," she was feeling being poked in the face and as if she was being pulled back into the wall. Now, at that moment, Paul turned his camera towards Susan and started taking pictures. Now, this is one of the pictures that we can start to see a shadow start to form on the right-hand side. But the next picture allows you to see that shadow in greater detail.
Very big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a look at this next piece. This recording, Dr. Susak, was captured on the stairwell of the castle by Paul and Susan. And we'd like to play that for you now. Now, are you able to hear those whispers?
Yeah, I heard something, but it seems to me just in the beginning, but very short moment, yeah?
That's right, that's right. Well, let's listen to it again.
Let me loop it for you. We couldn't get any words out of it, but you could tell there's talking there. So we can't tell what it's saying, but we can hear talking.
Yes.
So at one point, two of our investigators, Britt and Joe, they were on the second floor and they were in the model room. And part of what we'll do when we start off an EVP session is we'll ask if there's anybody there, if they can hear us, to give us some sort of a sign. Well, that's what they did, and they actually got a response.
Give us one nice big knock.
When you just hear it one time, you think it could be a coincidence. So usually we'll ask it again, and usually you won't get a knock again. But it turned out a little differently for Joe and Britt.
And do that again for us.
For it to happen twice,
yeah,
there's got to be a little bit more behind it than a coincidence.
For me, it means that this ghost respects your investigation. He is ready to be in contact with us, yes?
This wasn't the only place that these knocks were coming, because Chris and I were working in the room underneath the chapel, and these are some of the responses that came whenever we were trying to reach the Nazis who may have died here. And this is some of the bangs that came from that investigation.
Kann ich helfen, bitte?
It's quite strange, but really I heard it. So many results. And which is your conclusion? So this castle is really haunted?
Based off our investigation, we do have evidence that lets us know that there is paranormal activity here at the castle, but not enough that we would call it haunted.
Is it possible to open a museum here?
Yes, I believe that it is perfectly safe to open as a museum.
A lot of the stuff that we had happening to us seemed curious and kind of playful. I didn't feel threatened.
Many, many thanks for you, for your investigations.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
it was
you.
a really good time.
Thank you. We knew these legends about ghosts who haunted this castle, but now with so many results, for me, it confirmed that paranormal activity exists in this castle.
So I think Dr. Susak was very, very happy knowing that GHI has come in and offered them the evidence to support that the castle is going to be fine.
Yeah, none of us felt threatened.
Of course, the White Lady decided not to show during the investigation.
How was she able to resist Barry Fitzgerald?
These eyes, this smile. my Irish charm, my goal.
It wasn't working for you.
I would have shared some of my lucky charms with her. Welcome to Poland, and we have a fantastic case coming up, and Susan's going to give us a download.
We're going to be investigating Rachel Castle in the town of Rachel. It was built in 1350. In 1807, a major fire broke out in this city and pretty much burnt down the whole town.
Wow.
Barbara Zdonk was actually accused of arson. On top of that, she was also accused of witchcraft. She was actually held at this castle for 3 years in a tiny, tiny little cell in the dungeons of the castle, where she was actually repeatedly raped. As a result of these rapes, she had 2 children. What had happened to these 2 children, nobody knows.
Wow.
So, obviously, our client, Paul, wants to know why the maids are smelling strange smells in the room, why they're hearing footsteps. He wants us to go there and answer all these questions.
Okay, folks, here we are, the Rachel Castle.
This is beautiful.
Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Well, that's a whole lot of brick.
Hello, guys.
Paul.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you can make it here. I'm glad that GHI is here because there are some strange things happening here. It seems paranormal. Many people think that the place is haunted.
What type of paranormal activity happens here?
People which are working here, they hear strange noises. The guests are just waking up and so scared.
Mm-hmm. So, Paul, it would be great if you were able to show us these areas that the paranormal phenomenon is occurring in.
We can go to the bar.
Okay. So this is the bar, Paul?
This is the place where Mr. Franciszek, famous artist, used to spend a lot of time, especially at this chair. Mm-hmm. He died last year.
One chair is different than the others because people feel their cold air and something strange. No one wants to sit on this chair.
Is that the only thing that happens in this room? Is just that cold feeling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Where to next?
To the dungeons where the Barbara was kept.
Okay.
Well, this is the jail cell where Barbara Zdonk, the last witch of Poland, was kept. Mm-hmm. And the interesting story about this place is that 2 guys, they've been playing pool here. And one of the guys was losing. He shouted, "Barbara, help me." Mm-hmm. Suddenly the balls started to move.
Is it quite normal if you call for the help of Barbara that she would give assistance?
No, it's not usual.
Some people claim that in the dungeon they can hear her screaming. People think that she was screaming because she was innocently executed.
We just finished the tour of Rachel Castle. It's pretty impressive. You can tell it's got a lot of history to it. I think the most interesting story was in the prison cells where they had the pool table.
Hey, Paul, how's that look? Okay, we got it.
All of a sudden, the pool balls start moving. That would freak me out a little bit. It'd definitely throw me off guard.
Okay, Paul. So where have we got the cameras placed?
Okay, what we've got in this camera here, you'll see the billiard table. We're actually setting up on the dual setup. So one, we're going to be able to use IR, looking at the balls on the table. If it does happen to move, we can correspond that with the thermal as well. Then what we have is the full spectrum camera in the bar area.
Okay.
And lastly, we have the tower dungeon, basically looking directly into the dungeon, so if something does happen, we'll have it.
Okay, so why don't we start this investigation and get those lights out?
Fantastic.
EVP session, Barry and Chris in the pool rooms and dungeon cells. Let's see if Barbara is going to come out and help you play a game of pool.
Barry and I were investigating the billiard room down in the dungeons. And down there's this whole story about these 2 guys playing pool, and one of them asked for help from Barbara. Supposedly the balls on the table started moving.
Let's try this. Okay, you got the 4 in?
I do, yep. If there is somebody here, we are not here to push you out. We understand that this is your space, and we hope that you don't mind us being here. This is my friend Barry, and my name is Chris. Can you tell us your name? How many people are here with us?
Hell, that wasn't you!
We are not here to push you out. We understand that this is your space, and we hope that you don't mind us being here.
Hell, that wasn't you! Chris and I came down to the pool room. That's whenever I felt like there was a huge insect almost crawling on the inside of my leg. Something grabbed my leg.
There's nothing under the thing for your pants to get caught on. That was weird. Okay, what the hell is that? Is somebody upstairs?
Shh.
It bends. You can't see all the way up there. But what the hell would have grabbed in your pants?
And what the hell went up the pipe? After that, we immediately started hearing movement in the pipe directly above our head. It sounded like an animal was in there. We were expecting this animal to fall out. Nothing came out. It's full of cobwebs.
Yeah.
So if anything was in there, it would have broken the cobwebs.
Yeah.
Let's see if it happens again.
Okay.
Now, I knew that I had a 360 sitting in there and it was recording at the time, so we started to go into an EVP session.
Hello?
There's no need to hide from us. Please come into this room.
What was that? It sounded like metal again.
The damn thing is, where the hell did it come from?
Okay, Francis, if you are here, then we would very much like to talk to you. Susan and I started off investigating the bar.
It smells like cologne.
Where there's reports that this artist sits in this chair and people experience like these cold spots. Francis Zach. Oh, damn.
How you doing? Glass of water? Paul sat down next to the chair that had the supposed cold spots. I thought it would be pretty cool if I played bartender to see if I could stir up any activity. Francis Nick, would you like something to drink?
I got goosebumps.
If you don't want water, how about you tell me what you really want? Speak loudly so we can hear you.
That's extraordinary. I'm feeling cold. There's a cold here.
It's right here.
65.6, 64.2, 64.1, 63.8.
It's not really a draft coming from here.
It's right here, right where I am, right where my hand is right now, where the Mel is. All right, there. 63.1, 62.9.
Yeah, it's really cold right here.
It is. Okay, that's really That just moved without me touching. It just looked like someone tried to drink from that glass. Look, the straw's moving.
It's like ever so slightly moving, right?
It is. The straw is moving. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life right now.
It's in the middle of the shot. Freaking awesome.
First time ever that I've seen this right there in front of me, within inches of my eye. I am watching this thing move. It was amazing.
Do you think maybe you can do that again for us? It's not doing anything anymore.
It's not. Temperature's going up. It was at 65, now it's 66.9, 67.1. I think our friend may have just left. I think, we can drink the ghost water?
Why not? This is the first time something's ever happened like that right in front of my face. And Paul got really excited because, I know he's a skeptic, and to see that, that was definitely the reason why we do what we do,
All right, look over the edge here. Look how steep this ladder is.
Wow, those are some steep stairs.
Yeah.
Britt and I are investigating the tower dungeon. The stories are that the people were kept there the day before the execution.
Oh, and you might want to watch the C-clamp that's holding the camera.
Gotcha, all right.
Whoa.
What's the matter?
Was that you breathing heavy?
No. Barbara, is that you? Damn.
Britt and Joe, Special Investigation, Tower Dungeon. My name is Britt. This is my good friend Joe.
Hello.
Can you tell us your name?
Can we ask what crimes have you committed to get the death penalty?
When the Axeman's axe came down and severed your head from your body, were you able to see your body before your brain actually shut off?
Wow, that would be horrible. Every now and then, I think I hear, voices, though.
Really?
I don't know if it's just an odd sound, but it sounds like murmuring.
Did you hear that?
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like it's coming from above us.
What does it sound like to you?
Like stumbling.
Yeah.
We both heard murmuring.
No electricity down here, EMF is 0.
Kind of transformed into maybe pacing. So I'm just really hoping that stuff was documented on the 360 zoom or a mini DV camera, and we're able to pull that out in evidence analysis, and then we can present that to Barry.
GHI? I think we've had a great investigation here. Let's get everything wrapped up, and we'll meet you back at Command Central.
Tonight's investigation was absolutely fantastic. I actually witnessed a physical movement of an object, something I've never seen before and something I will certainly never, ever forget. And definitely we've got some potential stuff coming forward. Now it's going to really come down to analysis. Let's see what hard evidence we've got, so maybe we'll be able to present these answers to our clients.
Let's delve into the data that we've found and see if we can uncover the tales of the hauntings here at Rachel Castle.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. This is me and Paul investigating in the bar, and we had the cup set out on the bar.
We were feeling this breeze, and then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, this thing moved, and we just we heard it, everything, so it moved, and then the straw was moving, and we've got the documentation to back that up. Okay, that's weird.
Unfortunately, it was just the ice shifting in the cup.
I think you're going to have to show him that for him to believe it.
All right, let's get the temperature here. See, here's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and I'm disappointed. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was probably the best thing I'd ever seen in my entire life, and now I'm gutted. The fact is, I'm a little gutted by that.
It's okay. We get caught up in the moment. We make mistakes. However, Paul, when we leave here, I will be teaching you about how ice melts, because we shouldn't forget that it's not the first time that a chunk of ice has brought down Englishmen. So let's get back to it and see what else we can uncover.
Whoa, guys. Okay, so this was when Barry and I were in the pool room, right? And it was right around the time, like, we're having all that stuff happen. We heard that thing come out of the pipe.
Yeah.
We heard you yell. But right after that, we're talking, trying to figure out what was going on, and you hear what sounds like a possible male voice.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you listen to it.
Let's hear that.
Here it goes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Whoa, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
It's loud.
Paul, good to see you again.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Do you have any answers for me?
During the investigation, we were experiencing some unusual phenomena.
One was in the dungeon in the tower. Britt was on the ladder, and he said it sounded like somebody was breathing right down his neck.
Whoa. What's the matter? Was that you breathing heavy? No.
So later on that night, Susan and Paul were investigating in the dungeon underneath the tower, and what Paul heard was heavy breathing, or like somebody was having trouble breathing, which backed up Britt's experience. So we'll let you have a listen to that.
Okay.
Definitely getting this very troubled breathing.
Yeah, it was a little bit like breathing.
There was quite a startling moment for me, of course, while down in the pool room. It felt like this huge insect or beetle had crawled onto my leg. Of course, I jumped half a mile.
Hell, was that you?
Shortly after the incident, there was an unusual male-type voice that was recorded.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'll highlight this piece. In your opinion, what do you think that sounds like?
Got no idea.
We believe that it is a male voice.
Okay, so could you tell me, is this place haunted or is this just human imagination?
We feel in GHI that we were able to see some small levels of paranormal activity. However, not enough that we would call haunted.
Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for coming here. I hope you enjoy your stay here, and you're welcome here every time you want.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm glad that GHI could come here and give me the evidence that everything's okay here. The place is not haunted. And the guests now can sleep here safely.
So Paul seems very happy with the evidence we were able to show him. It's going to be wonderful news for anyone staying at the castle.
I think a lot of people going into the place are going to assume or want to believe that it is haunted by the past.
But of course, our time here in Poland is now over. We must make our way to the next case.
Oh, I do have a few up my sleeve.
Excellent.